Hi, welcome to a short video on NonStop Development Environment. This video will help us know more about the products used on Windows platform for developing applications for NonStop. As part of the NonStop Development Environment on Windows platform, we have cross compilers that can be used to build applications for NonStop, an IDE called NSDEE for integrated development, and a DevOps toolkit that you could use in application development. We will talk more about the NSDEE and how you could use it to develop applications. HPE's NonStop Development Environment for Eclipse, also known as NSDEE, is an integrated development tool for NonStop developers. It enables developers to create, edit, build, and debug NonStop software. The projects can be built for open system services and Guardian environment on NonStop. Language compilers and cross compilers can be used to build your projects. NST is a plugin for Eclipse, a widely popular open source IDE, which is developed by Eclipse Foundation. NSDEE provides non-stop platform-specific enhancements to Eclipse, while preserving the usability and extensibility of the Eclipse IDE. Cross-compilers are tools used to compile source files in non-stop applications and link their object files on a Windows platform. These objects could later be deployed and run on non-stop. Now, let's talk in detail on NSDEE. NSDEE is an integrated development environment for NonStop. It supports source edit, build, deploy, and debug workflow. It integrates with NonStop cross-compilers for builds. It supports secure connection to NonStop host through SSH. It helps in both local or remote development and debugging. It provides a rich editor support for C, C++, and COBOL languages. It has very informative online help and wizards. Let us now open this NSDEE tool and see how it looks and understand its features. When we open NSDEE, the welcome screen splashes. Here we could see NSDEE user guide as part of the overview. Closing this will take us directly to the NonStop perspective. As part of the NonStop perspective, we can browse through the projects in the NonStop Project Explorer. We could also open a file for viewing and editing in the source code editor. We could use the multiple views, menus, and toolbar icons for accessing various features. As part of NSDEE, we could create different types of projects. We could create a local project where the build files are managed by NSDEE, or one where the build files are managed by the user. Alternatively, we could create a remote project which is hosted on NonStop with the build files managed by the user. In case of a local project type where the build files is managed by NSDEE, we collect data like the target platform, the compilers to be used, the tools versions to be used, the languages that the source code is made of, and more such information. This helps NSDEE to build and configure the build files for the project. In this case, the project is built on a local Windows system and deployed to a remote non-stop system. The cross-compiler tools we had mentioned just now can be configured here. In the Tool Locations tool, more than one version of cross-compilers can be configured at any given point of time. This helps us to build a single project for multiple versions of NonStop. We have a network connections tool as well. As part of this tool, we could save connections to NonStop system. We could have more than one such connection per system based on the user settings. This tool is also used to specify the protocol we use to connect to the NonStop system. The default protocol is SSH SFTP. Once we configure connections to remote NonStop system, we could use them at multiple locations. We could use them to specify the remote settings for a project build, to run a project executable, or to deploy it. Here you could see how we have configured the NonStop system for deploying the executable. To build a project, all we do is right-click the project and select the Build Project option. In case of the above project example, the project files will be compiled and linked to create a executable. The console view will show the details of all the compilations that happens, and the problems view will call out any errors in the project. If the user already has a build set up for the project, the Makefile project will be the type to use. We could use Makefile projects for both local and remote projects. In case of remote projects, we will need to connect to the remote NonStop project location at the time of project creation itself. And all further compilations and executions will happen on the remote NonStop system. The source code editor is an easy GUI-based editing tool. It supports language-based color coding, cross-reference, content assist, outline view, hover support, and error markers. Once a project is built and deployed to a NonStop system, we could either run the application or debug it based on the need. We use a common configuration settings for both run and debug. For debugging, we start by creating and launching a debug configuration with the remote location of the target application and other settings. Using NSDEE's debug perspective, we can debug applications that we have built and deployed with NSDEE as well as applications built elsewhere. The debug perspective has a lot of features. Like when the program suspends, the debug perspective views assist with debugging. The source view will show where the current program location is and the markers for any breakpoints. If we hover over the program variables, their values will be displayed. In the variables view, all local variables and their values will be shown. The structured variables can be expanded here. The debug view shows the current program stack trace. Individual frames can be selected here, and the debug perspective will show the source and data for the selected frame. The program execution can be controlled with the toolbar icons like resume, step, and terminate. The console view displays the program output just like in the case of build. It can also be used to enter input for interactive programs. NSDEE provides many other views to examine other aspects of program execution and perform more advanced debugging activities. With its many options and rich features, NSDEE is sure to meet all the user needs. To assist the user in all this, NSDEE has a context help and user guide integrated into the product. NonStop cross compilers and NSDEE can be used as part of the DevOps cycle And these tools can be integrated with many industry DevOps tools and DevOps services available in the cloud platform as well. This was in short what nonstop development is all about. To know more about such nonstop tools and applications, look out for more videos from HPE. Thank you.